Good morning, everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. How was your Diwali vacation? I hope you all have enjoyed in your Diwali vacation. So, it's time to come back to our daily routine. Before Diwali vacation, we have started our chapter 10, Reaching the Age of Adolescence. We have completed the part 1. Now, we will continue with the part 2. So, the topics which we are going to cover in this video are secondary sexual characters. What we are going to cover? We are going to cover secondary sexual characters. So, secondary sexual characters. The external characters that develop. The external characters that develops during puberty. During puberty, what do you mean by secondary sexual character? The external characters that develops during puberty, which helps to distinguish a male from a female. A male from a female are called secondary sexual characters. What do you mean by secondary sexual characters? The external characters that develop during puberty. That develop during puberty, which helps to distinguish a male from a female. With the help of these characters, we can find the difference between a male or a female, and that character is known as your secondary sexual character. That characters are known as your secondary sexual character. That means secondary sexual character in boys are different, secondary sexual character in girls are different. So first I will tell you what are the secondary sexual character in boys. They begin to grow facial hair. They begin to grow facial hair, that is mustaches and beard. The hair also begin to grow on our chest and the underarms and the region above the thighs or the pubic region. Is this clear? So these are the secondary sexual characters. These are the secondary sexual characters which we can see under the boys. Now, what are the secondary sexual characters in girls? The breasts begin to develop, the hair begins to grow on the chest, not on the chest, under the arms, the region above the thighs or the pubic region. Their body develop curves. So, these all are the reason which these all are the sexual changes comes under the puberty age. So these are the secondary sexual characters which changes during the puberty age. Is this clear? Now, hormones. What do you mean by hormones? The changes which occurs at adolescence. The changes which occurs at adolescence are controlled by a chemical substance. And this chemical substance are called as your hormones. This chemical substance is called as your hormones. What do you mean by hormones? The change which occurs at the adolescence. That's when the secondary sexual changes, internally changes, all the changes are controlled by a chemical substance. And that chemical substance is known as your hormones. Now, hormones are secretion from endocrine glands. Hormones are secretion by the endocrine gland. These chemical substances are secreted by your endocrine glands. So, in boys, the testes begins to release male hormone. Clear? In boys, your testes begin to release male hormone. aura, and this male hormone is known as your testosterone, and because of this they cause a hair growth under the pubic area. The ovaries begin to produce a female hormone or estrogen, which makes the breast develop. Milk secreting glands or mammary gland develop inside the breast. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone, and that another hormone in the endocrine gland, and that hormone is known as your pituitary gland. That gland is known as your pituitary gland. Is this clear? So endocrine glands are the special organs in our body. Your endocrine glands are the special organs in our body that secretes hormone directly into the blood rather than through a duct. Is this clear? Your endocrine gland, what they will do, it will secrete your hormone directly into the blood. Is this clear? Thus, there are also a ductless gland. There is also a ductless gland. The blood carries the hormones to the target site. Now, what will blood do? Blood carries that hormone to the target site. Different endocrine glands that located in different parts of the human body from the endocrine gland. They secrete different types of hormones that play a very important role in the growth and development. Different endocrine glands, there are different types of endocrine glands, okay, and these different types of endocrine glands located at the different parts of the human body. Clear? They secrete different types of hormones that play a very important role in the growth and development. The location of different endocrine gland hormones secreted by them and their functions are summarized in the table given ahead. So this is the table. First is your pituitary gland. This gland is also known as your master gland. First gland is your pituitary, and this is also known as your master gland. Location at the base of the brain. At the base of the brain. What hormone they will release? Several hormone including growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone. Function: stimulate thyroid for the thyroxine production, controls your normal growth, control the activity of other endocrine gland, hence it is known as your master gland. So these three are the function. I am reading functions once again. Number 1, stimulate thyroid for the thyroxine production, that means they produce thyroxine. Clear? Second, control normal growth. Third, control the activity of other endocrine gland because it is your master gland. Second is thyroid. Location at the base of the throat in the neck. Hormone thyroxine. Function: stimulate metabolism and the growth rate. And the second, lack of thyroxine cause goiter. If in your body there is a less amount of thyroxine, you will cause with a disease, and that disease is known as your goiter disease. Clear? And its location is at the base in the throat in the neck. The third one is adrenal. Adrenal is near the kidney. Hormone released by this are adrenaline. Hormone released by is adrenaline. Maintain the level of salt in the blood. Second is controls blood pressure. Third, help body to fight stress and emergency situation. Hence, it is called as a emergency hormone. Hence, it is called the emergency hormone. Fourth one is pancreas. Fourth one is pancreas. Location near the liver. Location near the liver. Hormone insulin. Function: regulates the level of sugar. Lack of insulin causes diabetes. If in your body there is a lack of insulin, you will suffer with one disease, and that disease is known as your diabetes, sugar. Clear? Number 2, testes. It is a male genital organs. Testosterone, development of secondary sexual character in males. The third one is The last one is ovaries. In the pelvic region of female, estrogen and progesterone, development of secondary sexual character in females, maintain the growth of uterus during the pregnancy. So these are the different types of endocrine gland. In this table, locations are there, hormones are there, and functions are there. Please copy this. Now see, this is a function. See, pituitary gland here, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, testes, ovaries, pancreas, thymus, and pineal. Is this clear? So, role of hormones in initiating reproductive function. See, the development of secondary sexual characteristic controlled by the sex hormones. Controlled by the sex hormones. That means testosterone and estrogen. Testosterone is your male sex hormone secreted by the testes, while your estrogen is a female sex hormone. Estrogen is a female sex hormone secreted by the ovaries. The production of both these hormone is controlled by your pituitary gland, and that pituitary gland is also known as your master endocrine gland. And where it is located? I told you, it is located at the base of the brain. See here. ये आपका brain है here. Is this clear? I'm reading once more. The development of secondary sexual characteristics controlled by the sex hormones. Testosterone and estrogen. Testosterone is the male sex hormone secreted by the testes, while estrogen is a female sex hormone secreted by the ovaries. The production of both these hormones is controlled by your pituitary gland, and this pituitary gland is known as your master endocrine gland, and it is located at the base of the brain. So, there are many endocrine glands or a ductless gland in the body. The testes and the ovaries are the secret hormones, secret sex hormones. So, the sex hormones are under the control of hormones, and that is your pituitary gland. And this pituitary gland is also known as your master gland. This pituitary gland is also known as your master gland. So, the pituitary gland secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova mature in the ovaries and sperms form in the testes. I am reading this slides once more. Listen carefully. There are many endocrine glands or a ductless gland. The testes, ovaries secrete sex hormones. The sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland secretes many hormones, one of which make ova mature in the ovaries and sperm form in the testes. Now, the onset of puberty is controlled by the hormones. Hormones from, see here, hormones from pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries release testosterone in female and estrogen in female. टेस्टोस्टेरोन मेल में रिलीज करेगा और एस्ट्रोजन फीमेल में. रिलीज इन द ब्लड स्ट्रीम एंड रीचेस पार्ट ऑफ द टारगेट साइट. They will not release in the duct. They will directly release into the blood, and that blood carries that part directly to the target site and stimulate change in the body at the onset of puberty. Is this clear? So, if I will tell you importance of hormones in the life cycle of animals, you should learn metaphoresis in insect, in frogs in insect. In insect, metaphoresis are controlled by insect hormones. In frog, it is controlled by thyroxine, that is produced by thyroid gland. For thyroxine to be produced, the presence of iodine in water is essential. If you want to produce more thyroxine in your body, it is compulsory. You should take iodine. You should take iodine in water. Is this clear? Now, tadpoles do not become adults if the frog grow in water that does not contain sufficient iodine. Is this clear? So, all the hormones are very important for our normal life. Is this clear? With this, today's lecture is finished. I think everything is very clear to you. Thank you and Sairam.